Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today we're doing some more BDSP Battle Festival doubles on Pokemon Showdown. Yesterday was the first episode of this, and I figured that this would be a good time to throw in some Showdown content, so if you haven't seen that, check out the last episode. I'll link it in the description below. I have created a new team, one that I've built personally for BDSP. It just features a lot of my favorite Pokemon like Choice Specs Cresselia, as well as Swords Dance Scizor, so we'll be playing a couple more matches with it today. And yeah, thanks so much as always for watching. As I mentioned, I'll cycle through a bunch of different types of content in the next month or so, including Sword and Shield in-game as well as BDSP in-game. So question of the day, let me know which one you prefer and why. And I know, everyone likes different types of content for different reasons, so really curious to read people's opinions. But let's just get started. Leave a like if you enjoy, and if you want to try out the team, I have linked the paste down in the description below. As I mentioned, this was a team that I just threw together myself pretty quickly. So yeah. First game of the day, and we are up against Suicune Tangrowth, Azelf, Scizor, Heatran, and Cresselia. Okay. This could be a decent matchup for Gyarados, honestly. Their Cresselia is interesting. I think Gengar is actually a pretty fine lead here, because I can, hit a lot of Pokemon for super effective damage. Latios is really powerful. By the way, people asked yesterday, why use Life Orb over Sodu, which I think is totally a valid question. I just think that Life Orb gives the extra 10% really feels like it can go a long way, especially when you add Helping Hand to the mix with Hitmontop as well. So yeah. So we have Gengar as a lead. Scizor is obviously really weak to Heatran. That's probably one of the primary Pokemon I'm most nervous about. Gyarados could be interesting. I don't mind pressuring with Tailwind with Latios. Gyarados in the back. I don't know if offensive Crest is that good here because I can't really hit either steel types. So I actually kind of like Hitmontop here because I can intimidate Scizor and also close combat Heatran. It's going to be Azelf and Suicune. Okay. I'm really curious what Azelf wants to do here. I am thinking what we can do here is double up into Suicune. Suicune's not that scary though. I could always taunt it. Could see Azelf going for just a Psychic type attack on a Gengar. I don't mind Tailwinding with Latios, I think. Shadow Ball Azelf and Tailwind turn 1. Let's see what they go for. The interesting thing here is that they have no Ghost Resist, so they're actually going to Shadow Ball my Latios. Okay, that was a lot of damage there. And they're not Focus Sash, so we just get a knockout there. They go for a Snarl. Okay, so they do eliminate Latios. That's a pretty strong play. Curse Body actually activates, which is kind of fortunate for us. I don't mind going to Gyarados here. And they bring in Scizor, so that's perfect. Because now I can start Dragon Dancing up with this. So here, I don't mind just going for a Will-O-Wisp on a Scizor and a Dragon Dance. Okay, we don't miss Will-O-Wisp. They are Lumberry. That's fine. Let's see if they go for a Swords Dance. Tailwind of their own, and then Swords Dance. Okay. So, great play by them. I can always just go out into Hitmontop though, which is fine, and then just go for another Dragon Dance. So this brings them back to neutral. They're probably going to Bullet Punch the Gengar here, you would think. Yep. So we don't take too much damage from that. Get another Dragon Dance up. They're just going to Scald Fish for a burn, and they're not going to get it, which is fantastic. So now I don't mind going for a Helping Hand and a Waterfall to just try to eliminate the Scizor. Beautiful. We get the knockout. That's fantastic. They're just going to go for another Scald. But the nice thing about having a Lumberry here is even if you get the burn, which they do, well, I can just ignore it. The last one's Heatran from their end, so that's great to see as well. They have Tailwind up, but we're at +2 speed, so we should outspeed this. Pretty sure Waterfall should just get the knockout here. I don't mind just going for a close combat on a Suicune and a Waterfall into Heatran. Nice. I guess I could go for a Helping Hand if I was worried about, Pasho Berry. But they don't get a burn there, which is fantastic. Great damage from close combat. Tailwind peters out. And what do I want to do here? Could always switch in a Gengar, but I think here, honestly, it's fine to just Helping Hand and Waterfall. Because Gengar at this point should just beat this thing with, a Shadow Ball or a Sludge Bomb. And there's no reason to risk, a free switch in. So, even if they get a burn here at this point, it's fine, but they don't. And so this is why I really like having Lumberry here on the Gyarados. So, nice. Okay, getting into this one here, and Pelipper, Ludi, Scizor, Gengar, Togekiss, and Umbreon. I did struggle a little bit against Scizor yesterday. We just beat Scizor using Gyarados, so that at least can be a good answer. Latios with Tailwind is intriguing. I like Gyarados. Do I want to lead it, though? I can see Togekiss Scizor as a lead for my opponent. I kind of like Latios Gengar here. I definitely need Gyarados for Scizor. Cresselia is actually decent offensively here. My Scizor is also not bad. Actually, I feel like our Scizor is really good here. It just feels a little weird to not bring Hitmontop. That's the main thing. Okay, so they're gonna go with Umbreon and Pelipper. That's interesting. Sure, they have Ludicolo in the back, so they can Tailwind turn 1 and Snarl. I don't mind just going for a Psychic and a Shadow Ball and a Pelipper. This could be Scarf Pelipper as well, rather than like Focus Sash, and it could maybe have Protect as well, but it's kind of hard to fit Protect on Pelipper often, because you want like Scald / Hydro Pump, Hurricane, Tailwind. I guess you could put Protect as your 4th, but yeah. So they go for a Snarl, but I feel like that's a decent trade-off, although in retrospect, it may have been smarter to like Tailwind and then Taunt to make sure they can't get a Tailwind up of their own. Because now like they bring in their Gengar, that can potentially outspeed us, which is obviously problematic, right? So like, Gengar can only target 1 of 2 Pokemon right now. I don't mind going for a Tailwind of my own, I think, and a Shadow Ball. If we win the speed tie here, assuming they're max speed, it's a really big deal, because then it just paves the way for our remaining Pokemon to just sweep through. So one of my main questions right now is... Okay, they end up targeting Gengar. They do win the speed tie there. Unfortunately, we actually had 2 opportunities to win a speed tie there, but neither won. But that's okay. I can just go into Gyarados now. Yeah. With Gyarados, I can EQ and Psychic. I could have gone into Scizor as well, but I like the idea of guaranteeing a knockout onto something while also doing damage to the other. And if I bring in Scizor, I don't have any spread type attack, so I have to double up on Gengar to prevent like a Will-O-Wisp, for example. They actually switch out to their Scizor. Okay, that's fine. Although, then maybe I wanted to consider going for Draco Meteor there instead. I could have been a little bit smarter. Pretty decent damage there. They go for another Snarl. Perfect. So this is great, right? Because now I just bring in my Scizor. I still have 2 turns of Tailwind left. So I can just go for a X-Scissor onto Umbreon and a Waterfall into Scizor. I don't want to Dragon Dance or Swords Dance yet, because Umbreon does get access to Foul Play, and that would just do so much damage to us. I'm also not sure if X-Scissor is a KO on Umbreon, but even if it's not this turn, a Bullet Punch should finish it off. And at this point, I don't think Gengar has enough firepower in the endgame to beat us. So Umbreon does actually hang on there, eats an Ogloff Berry, goes for Foul Play, but we survive. Great. So okay, we go back out into their Gengar. I think it's fine to just X-Scissor here in Waterfall, right? Yeah, so they're Focus Sash, but you can't pick up a double knockout right now. We'll just knock out Umbreon. So this is the beauty, once again, of having Tailwind to enable Scizor. They actually went for Will-O-Wisp, but even if that hit, obviously Bullet Punch would just get the knockout anyway. So, yeah. Sweet. Bullet Punch goes off, gets the KO, and yeah, like, Scizor was kind of a tricky Pokemon to go up against yesterday, but I think it's valuable bringing this Gyarados, because Gyarados does wall Scizor quite nicely in this format. So if you're looking for something that can handle the standard Scizor set, I would definitely say look towards Gyarados. Alright, next game here, and this seems like a really strong kind of standard team comp. Potential Dragon Dance Gyarados, potential Swords Dance on Garchomp, Calm Mind on Cresselia. I think Heatran in the format currently is probably Shukaberry more often than not, but you could definitely be Chopo or even Pasho. Because of the fake out here, I like Gengar. Gengar is really good. They don't have a single Ghost Resist, so I think that's valuable. This Pokemon is so fun in this format. So I like Gengar. Gyarados has to worry about Raichu. Hitmontop's Quick Guard doesn't help because they're faster anyway. Honestly, I think Specs Crest can be good here. The other consideration is Latios. Like, Gengar, Latios, because Latios just pressures with Tailwind, ensuring that we outspeed everything. That's also not bad. I mainly want Scizor for their Cresselia, but I guess Scizor's really subpar against everything else, so maybe I just go with Crest and Gyarados as the back two. Okay, they go with Raichu and Gyarados. Okay, so the only issue here is, like, they can fake out Latios and then Dragon Dance with Gyarados. And there'll probably be Lumberry here. I guess I could always taunt them. But the thing is, like, they could also Nuzzle. I just don't want to waste a Will-O-Wisp just for them to Dragon Dance. So, we're going to try to taunt and Tailwind turn 1. Okay, they actually did not click Fake Out. They go for Nuzzle. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, they did try to Dragon Dance. Okay. So they can Nuzzle this as well. Raichu is by far the most annoying threat to our Gyarados, so I don't mind going for a Shadow Ball here and a Psychic. Okay, oh, there's Citrus Berry, interesting. Nice, we still get the knockout there. Beautiful. And they're Ice Fang, okay. Dragon Dance Gyarados' moveset is interesting, right? Because there's only so many attacks you can actually run. But that's obviously pretty good for us, because now I can just go for Shadow Ball on a Gyarados and Draco. Perfect, they switch into Crest, that's totally fine with me. Good damage from Draco there. Really hoping for no Para here. Nice, no Para. We don't get the knockout on a Crest, that's fine. They're going to get a Heat Wave, pick up a KO here. It actually gets disabled, which is kind of a big deal here, I would say. They actually just forfeit there, but I think this is not a, like, unwinnable game by any means. I guess, like, their Heatran would have been more or less forced to switch out in a Gyarados, but I think they still definitely could have won this game. But I think in this position, even without the disable or the special defense drop, like, I would just bring in my Gyarados here. But then the problem is, like, their Heatran will probably switch out to the Gyarados, right? So then I would probably just, like, Waterfall Cresselia. It would be an interesting play to actually just Will-O-Wisp, but they're probably Lumberry, so I would just probably bring out Gyarados and then Waterfall Cresselia, Shadow Ball for the Gyarados for chip damage. Because then my Specs Crest can deal with Gyarados in the late game, and then my Gyarados can deal with the Heatran. But yeah, like I think this was still like not a lost game for them 100%. But either way, you know, some lucky RNG for us here with both the disable and the special defense drop. So yeah, let's just keep it going. Fast couple of games so far. All right, this next team has some familiar faces in Crobat. That was one of the Pokemon that really impressed me when I went up against it in the best of 3 set against Billa a few days ago in game. And looking at my team, I don't really have great flying resistances, but it's a little bit more manageable. Specs Crest is really interesting here. Actually really like it. It's the Crawdon I have to worry about. Pretty intrigued by Cresselia and Gengar here, I think. Generally want Scizor, but with Scizor I have to be very careful about Arcanine. And it's like one of Latios or Gyarados probably. I think I lean more towards Latios because they don't have a Draco Meteor resist here. Crobat and Crawdont. Oh man, I mean they can probably... This gets Tailwind in this gen, right? They could just Tailwind into like a Dark type attack. That's really bad for us, isn't it? Yeah, that is quite bad. What can I even do here then? Because they're going to outspeed me. So maybe I should have brought Latios then, actually. I guess I can Will-O-Wisp it. Oh, they actually go for Aqua Jet. Okay, that's interesting. So they double up onto Gengar to get the knockout. That's actually really smart. But Specs Energy Ball actually gets the KO there. So that's the value of Choice Specs right there. Okay. I don't mind going into Latios right now. Okay, they bring in Rotom. That's actually really good for us to see, because Specs Energy Ball still has a lot of value here. Okay, I don't mind just going for... Oh, would I want to Tailwind here? I don't mind Tailwinding to be safe. Okay, so they protect. Just another Brave Bird. Okay, this actually puts us in a really nice spot, I think. Because now... They don't have a Psychic switch in with Crawdont. Well, their switch would be Cresselia, but Energy Ball and a Rotom is safe. I'm just going to deny Crobat an attack here, because Rotom can't knock out Latios with ease. So they switch out, but that's fine, because Psychic should get the knockout onto Crobat now. Perfect. Okay, Energy Ball gets a little bit of chip. Special defense drop there actually would have been really sweet. I don't mind switching out into Scizor right now and just going for a Draco on an Arcanine. Actually, let's think about this. It could be Nasty Plot Rotom, right? I was going to say I don't love the idea of being locked into Energy Ball forever, especially they're like Choice Band Extreme Speed, right? Because Psychic is really good against both of these. So yeah, I don't mind switching out and going for a Draco on an Arcanine here. Draco might just knock out Arcanine depending on its EV spread. Nice. That gets the KO. Beautiful. They are Nasty Plot, but I think it's a little bit too late at this point. I can just X Scissor and Psychic this turn. Because it's guaranteed damage. If you go for a T-Bolt onto Latios, well, then it's just a 2v1. And if you Hydro Pump Scizor, well, then I can just bring out Cresselia and then just Tailwind, right? They're also leftovers rather than Citrus, which makes it tougher for them. So yeah, we can just Tailwind Energy Ball now. I guess Psychic actually just gets the knockout here, but, Tailwind is nice just because if they protect and try to recover, or stall with leftovers, for example, that's valuable. So, that was the main thing I was trying to cover for. But, yeah, I feel like in most of these games, we've been able to win just, because our opponents don't have, major resistances to things. Crawdon and Crobat is actually a really scary lead, but I think they probably weren't expecting their Crawdon to get one-shot. They were probably expecting to trade Gengar for Crobat on turn 1. But then we were just able to actually eliminate Crawdon immediately. And that was by far, I think, the biggest offensive threat to our team. Once that's out of the way, it's a lot easier for, our Psychic-type Pokemon to play the game. So, not bad. Let's just keep it going. Alright, this next one here, very similar to that ranked number 1 team that we went up against yesterday, just with Gardevoir over Tyranitar. Gardevoir is a pretty interesting Pokemon in this format. You can run it with Choice Scarf so that it outspeeds Latios and Garchomp. And I think that makes it quite powerful. Scarf Dazzling Gleam, Scarf Moonblast. I can't fake out Raikou either, so I don't love this matchup on paper. Because they have a lot of things that can potentially outspeed us. I think I will go with Latios Hitmontop because I can fake out and Tailwind here. I think Tailwind's generally valuable. It's just Raikou I'm nervous about, but so be it. Go with those two. What do I want in the back? Gyarados, I think, to deal with Scizor. And then Specs Cresselia or Gengar. I mean, they don't have any Ghost Resist, so Gengar feels okay, but it's kind of fragile as well. Cresselia is bulkier, so I kind of like the bulk here. Especially because we do have Energy Ball for Gastrodon as well. Okay, so they're going to go with Raikou and Gardevoir. I'm just going to Tailwind and fake out Gardevoir turn 1, I think. Because I would expect this to be Scarfed, and I obviously can't use Fake Out onto Raikou because of Inner Focus. Well, I can, but it just wouldn't flinch Raikou, so there's no point in going for it. And Raikou's strength right now is that it is faster than the base 110s in this format. Yep, so it is Scarf Gardevoir. Oh, Discharge. Okay, I have to say I did not see that coming. That's really interesting. Okay, but I think that's fine, because here I think I can just help me hand Draco try to snipe off Raikou. Nice, get the knockout there. Do they Gleam? Nope, they Moonblast, even better. I was fine losing both Pokemon there to get a double free switch in. I think going to Gyarados here is fine. They bring in Scizor, perfect. Okay. The question is, do I think their last one is Gastrodon? Because I have to be a little bit careful about clicking Waterfall, so I don't mind Dragon Dancing here and switching out into Cresselia this turn. I guess the problem is, Moonblast can do a fair amount of damage into us. Maybe we do just go for Waterfall. Would it make sense to bring Arcanine into this, or sorry, Gastrodon into this matchup? Honestly, I think the answer is yes, so I'm going to Dragon Dance switch out. Okay, perfect. They Swords Dance? It's fine. I have Energy Ball here, so what I can do is just Energy Ball, snipe off Gastrodon, sacrifice Cress. It's just whether or not Gastrodon protects here. This is one in which, if my opponent's seen my team, then they might know I'm Specs Energy Ball. But I think I will just go for the Energy Ball here. Okay, nice. They don't protect. Sweet. That's perfect. Okay, so we snipe down Gastrodon. X-Scissor, perfect. Oh, we even survive. I don't know if I wanted to survive there, though, honestly. I am worried about T-Bolt on Gardevoir, so I'm going to protect here and just sacrifice the Crest. This is why I would have preferred Crest to Faint, because then I could bring in Hitmontop for free. I do believe Gardevoir gets access to Thunderbolt here, so I do want to scout for that this turn. The problem comes is if they Thunderbolt and they Swords Dance again. If Cress fainted last turn, I would have gotten a free switch into Hitmontop, and then I could have just gone Fake Out and Waterfall into Gyarados, and then Gyarados wins 1v1 against Scizor. Okay, they just Dazzling Gleam. That's fine. NX Scissor. Perfect. Okay. Now I can just bring in Hitmontop. We know this is Choice Scarf since it outsped Raikou earlier in the beginning of the game, as well as the Latios. So I can just Fake Out Waterfall, KO Gardevoir. Beautiful. Now even if, regardless of what Scizor goes for, like sure it's another Swords Dance, but Gyarados walls it so hard, so I can just Waterfall and Helping Hand. So today's really been a great episode for both the Gyarados, honestly, as well as the Choice Specs Cresselia. So I'm super happy about that. It's definitely been a fast couple of games, so let's look for one or two more. So this next team is very similar to the one that we just went up against. There's no Raikou. I think Scizor with Gastrodon support and Togekiss is kind of scary here. And obviously Tyranitar is a generally good matchup into us as well. So there's a lot to watch out for here. I don't mind Latios Hitmontop here because I think enabling Tailwind early is valuable. It is kind of weak into Togekiss stuff though, so maybe it's Gengar actually. I actually kind of like Gengar and Gyarados here because I can Dragon Dance up. Okay. Hitmontop. Maybe I don't bring Latios. Maybe I bring Scizor. I don't love Latios here because they have Latios, Tyranitar, and Togekiss. They go Tyranitar and Togekiss. Yeah. So, like, Latios here would have been really awkward. I could basically use it for Tailwind turn 1. That's effectively it. What do I want to do turn 1? Because I could always switch out into Hitmontop Dragon Dance, I think is intriguing here. It's a little bit risky, I don't know, but like, I also wanted the Sludge Bomb Waterfall Togekiss, okay, but they switch out, which is good. We get a free Dragon Dance off. They Dragon Dance as well, but you're still at -1 attack, and we're faster too, so I'll take that. I wonder if Helping Hand Waterfall gets the knockout into Scizor right now. Like, that's the play I'm thinking about. Tyranitar's in a pretty awkward position. I'm gonna go for it. Ah, okay, they switch out for their Intimidate as well. It's a good play. I mean, it's really good damage. And it's enough where I should be able to knock them out next turn. Oh, they're leftovers. That's interesting. Oh, I also have Quick Guard here. So, like, I could Quick Guard any Pryl that's coming our way. Yeah, I'm down to Quick Guard and Waterfall here. They might Protect. Nice. Okay, I don't think that crit mattered. Beautiful, and then here's the Lumberry now. Perfect. So we've mitigated the early Storm, right, which is good, and Gyarados is pretty good. Now if I'm my opponent, who would I bring out? Probably Togekiss, yeah, because then you can go Follow Me and then Will-O-Wisp, but that's fine. I do have Helping Hand EQ, so the question is whether or not that's enough to knock out Arcanine. Because if we eliminate Arcanine, you know, I'm honestly down for that, because if Arcanine is eliminated, it paves the way for Scizor to win against Tyranitar in the endgame. Oh, okay, they protect. That's a great Protect. That makes me think Togekiss doesn't have Follow Me, but that would be so bizarre. It's Crit Kiss. Okay. That's fine, I'll bring out Gengar now. And now I can actually just, I think, Sludge Bomb. This is actually still kind of awkward. That was a really good play by them. It was a little unfortunate we got double crit, but it happens. Yeah, do you have Follow Me then? I wouldn't be surprised if it's just full offense. Okay, I'm just gonna Waterfall Sludge Bomb here. They do have Follow Me. Should get the knockout here, but Arcanine obviously gets a pretty powerful attack off. They actually blitz into Gyarados. Okay, it does get the knockout, which is pretty impressive. Sandstorm subsides. This is going to be incredibly close. I think this comes down to whoever reads this turn correctly, because I can Bullet Punch and Sludge Bomb Arcanine for a KO here, or I could read into Arcanine, Protect, and double up into Tyranitar. If they're Lumberry, I don't really have much of an option here, right? Unless Bullet Punch plus Shadow Ball gets the knockout. I lean towards doubling up on Arcanine, but at this point we know Arcanine has Protect, whereas we don't know about Tyranitar. Well, we know Dragon Dance. Okay, I'm gonna double up on Arcanine here. They don't Protect, but I just may have activated Citrus. No Citrus. Oh, but they're so bulky. They survive. Okay. And they Blitz. That was really close. Assurance as well. Nicely done. This looked like a really good game for us, but the main turn was, let's see. The main turn was, because at this point we were really in a good state, right, after we knocked out the Scizor. I missed out on an opportunity to target Arcanine here, I think. And, like, here, Arcanine should be the focus, because Scizor is not that scary to my Gyarados or the Scizor I have in the back, whereas Arcanine is a definitive win con for them against my Scizor. So there I missed out on an opportunity to just potentially snipe down the Arcanine. I just wanted to target Scizor there because it had the boosts, but then now it's like they get Togekiss out safely, so then you have redirection. This play by them was really, really smart. Like, and it makes sense. It makes sense, right? Because, like, I was thinking they had to go for Follow Me there, and, like, my best play there to cover for that, I guess, is Helping Hand Waterfall into Togekiss. Even if I do that, though, it's not like we just, like, win the game. So, great Protect play there. And I feel like, yeah, I just, like, was expecting them to maybe get a little bit greedy, but they had a lot, like, that was just such a safe play for them to make. And then this end game, yeah, I was just hoping Bullet Punch plus Sludge Bomb would be enough, but it is bulky Arcanine. You know, I think with Arcanine in this format, you should expect, like, max speed investment and then max HP investment. Maybe a little bit in attack or special defense, but that generally feels like a really safe spread. So, yeah. The issue is that I had an opportunity to knock out Arcanine earlier, and by not picking up the knockout onto it, you could see how it would apply so much pressure to my Scizor later on in the game. So, yeah, nice job conserving it. And in the end, you know, Bullet Punch and Sludge Bomb gets the knockout there, we should win the game, because I think the Scizor should win 1v1 against Tyranitar. So, we were close, but it, you know, had enough HP where it survived even after Sandstorm. So, fun game there, and well played by my opponent. Let's throw one more. This one will be the final one of the day. I think I'll generally aim for around 30-minute episodes for the Showdown episodes, because we got a good amount of games in, and I feel like that's a reasonable amount of time. So this is like a Sun team, which I haven't really gone up against at all in this format yet, so that should be fun. Quick Guard is intriguing here from this. Tailwind from Latios is valuable. I generally like Tailwind here. I like him on top because I can, like, Fake Out or Quick Guard. Gyarados honestly might not be a bad bring. Crest does a lot of damage, actually. It doesn't take too much in return. I'm actually kind of Bronzong weak if I don't bring Gengar. So I'm going to go with these. Sableye and Bronzong. That's interesting. I don't know how fast their Sableye is. Like, I want to just Draco Meteor Sableye and Fake Out here in a Bronzong. Their Sableye probably clicks Fake Out into Latios. Maybe we just trade Fake Outs. Okay, my Fake Out goes first, so okay. At least I know I'm faster than Sableye. So I could have gone Quick Guard Draco there, but, like, the thing is, they could just set up Trick Room right now, right? That's bad. I should have left Gengar to counteract the Bronzong better. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty bad if they just click Trick Room this turn. So I think I need to intentionally not knock them out right now, right? Because I don't want to give them a free switch in. Because the Torkoal coming in here would be pretty bad. So I'm actually going to Draco Bronzong and switch out into Cresselia. I know that seems kind of weird, but I think right now I just have to accept Trick Room goes up. Yeah. Because if I knock out Sableye there, then they just bring in Torkoal, and that's obviously bad news for us. Now they don't get a free switch in into Torkoal, so I can go back out into Hitmontop, and I do have Moonblast here into Sableye. Torkoal goes in for that slot. Okay. That's fine. Especially because now I pressure Fake Out with it next turn. I'm going to taunt my Cresselia, also fine. Are you Roselli Berry here? Nope, you're Focus Sash. It's also okay. So you can see how we're stalling out my opponent's Trick Room right now, right? So I'm going to Fake Out the Torkoal. And I could see Sableye switching out into Bronzong here. Yeah. They protect. Okay, that's fine. The only issue is that there's still 2 turns of Trick Room left right now. I want to protect Latios, I think, ideally. Just because Latios can nuke things in this endgame. So can Gengar with Shadow Ball. That's generally pretty strong. Eruption here. I wish I had Wide Guard right now, but I don't. Like, you could just Gyro Ball and Eruption. Alright, I'm going to close combat Torkoal and just protect Latios here. Psychic Bronzong. Whoa, okay. I have not seen that in a minute. Nice play. Nice play. Bring in Cress. Psychic Torkoal here. Unfortunately, I missed out on an opportunity to attack with Latios there, but that's okay. They have Flash Cannon as well. That's fascinating. Okay. We actually survived with both. So I'll give the knockout onto Torkoal with the double Psychic, but I fear it might be a little bit too late. Because I've lost a fair amount of resources at this point. The rest one's Charizard. Yeah. Unless Cresselia takes an attack here. Like, I can Shadow Ball the Bronzong, but I think Charizard can just... Well... Oh, they switch. That's interesting. This is where me being Specs really hurts. If I actually locked myself into Ice Beam there... Well, we wouldn't have knocked out... Oh, Life Orb Psychic probably would have gotten the knockout onto Torkoal. This is also interesting. You can fake out... Do you Sunny Day? I need a Psychic Charizard. I gotta KO Sableye here, right? Yeah. Wow, I actually think my opponent may have thrown this game. Because I think they had an opportunity to just attack with Charizard earlier. Because I wasn't going to outspeed with Cresselia, but now I just KO the Charizard. That switch was really surprising to me. Like, I didn't think they needed to go for that. But it ends up benefiting us greatly, honestly, so I'll take it. Okay, cool. Well, that was definitely a really fun set of games, and I think Specs Cresselia plus Gyarados was definitely the most impressive duo out of our matches today. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks so much as always for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy, and I'll see you all soon. All right, peace.